recently Will was promoting his own show, The Hawk, on Netflix, but he couldn't help cross-promoting his son's music. You know, if you go to his Instagram, he's got like a regular white t-shirt, but 80s or 90s dress pants with the old-fashioned watch.
Yeah.
By an old car going.
He's got this like
got a vibe.
calm confidence about him.
He's got a vibe.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's got swag. And Will's so proud. Will is glowing while talking about him, just beaming with pride.
Michelle Obama.
Yes. He
was on her podcast with her brother.
And he goes, "Can I play you something?" during his interview. And Michelle goes, "Yeah."
He's like, this is the 5-year-old you met in the map room.
Oh,
yes.
That's
I know.
And all of them collectively were like, what?
Yeah, because he's got soul. He's got soul, groove.
Yes.
But I would like to remind everyone, because I personally knew Will Ferrell's father, Lee, when I worked with him back in the day at a high-end seafood steakhouse in Long Beach. Will Ferrell's dad would come every Friday night and play the saxophone.
So music's in the
family.
DNA.
Yeah, he's a musician. So his grandfather's a musician. His father's an actor and comedian. Come on.
It only makes sense.
And let's not forget that Will Ferrell, when he played Anchorman, pulled out for the Yaz flute. Let's not forget. I was not at all prepared for this.
Jen, that's why they said he's the next Blue Eye Soul sensation, because his dad was one. Listen, I want to tell you, ladies, we've gotten so many how old is he?
Yeah.
22.
How did you know that's what I was going to ask? You just know.
Virgo Gemini.
Yeah.
Virgo Gemini.
22.
Virgo Gemini. Yes. Okay, we got a lot of comments on our poll question today.
The love languages. Okay.
Let's check in on our poll. Let's see the votes first.
Went up. Okay. All right.
Take that.
And by the way, receiving gifts is now at the bottom of the barrel.
Right.
And
Okay,
I knew,
good.
Yeah,
we know our audience.
We know our audience.
Deeper viewers.
Yes.
That's right. They're deeper. Okay. Let's see the comments. Patrick in Redlands, men need to be affirmed.
Thank you.
Patrick,
Thank you, Patrick.
You are
They need to be
seen,
affirmed.
heard, and important. Ashley in Oxnard, people's attention span is so short. So when people take time to drink coffee and catch up, it's true to my heart.
That's
It's
a good
true.
point,
That's how I start my
Ashley.
weekends.
Yeah.
Torian in Los Angeles, as a man, it is physical touch, but I enjoy giving acts of service.
Okay, Torian.
All right, Torian.
This is a morning show.
Right,
This is a morning show, Torian.
Chris Ton in Fullerton says, any of them, but don't touch me. Frank in Ontario, I rather have quality time and conversation. Without conversation, nothing else matters. Okay, you're saying I'd rather have quality time and conversation because without conversation, nothing else matters. Vanessa, I love a handyman, so acts of service is hot.
Yeah.
But stay out of my kitchen. On the other hand, I'm a shopaholic, so my love language to my partner is giving gifts.
Oh, okay, so Sheila, all right, she's the giver.
Well, she's a keeper.
Wow.
Sandra.
Hey, Sandra.
Is this our Sandra?
I don't know. We all have some of each, but 1 to 2 main ones. Don't forget, we need to speak to our loved ones' partners in their love language, not ours. That's not our
This
Sandra.
is not our Sandra.
Not Sandra.
Look at this. Freaky in Downey says, acts of service. 100. I want to be shown I'm loved and cared about with actions. Clean, cook, carry the load for me.
Excuse me, Freaky. Hey, Freaky, I got something. I got some questions, Freaky.
Yeah, I got Freaky. We're going to have a talk.
It's not all about you, Freaky. Okay?
Down there in Downey.
Down there in Downey.
You don't have to be subservient, Freaky.
Are they extra freaky in Downey?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
You
Probably
spent some
are.
time in Downey.
I love Downey.
I like that.
Yeah.
We love you, Downey.
Yeah, we do. And they love us, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's mutual.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Freaky with it this morning. That's good. Let's get to Stu for a check on traffic.
There's our freaky fella.
Yeah.
Stu.
Yeah, well, you know, little freak always works for everything, especially if you're talking about love language. Let's talk about a little bit of traffic now. This is Sky Fox Traffic brought to us. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Sky Fox Traffic brought to us by Jacoby and Myers, injury lawyers. Taking a look at that Santa Monica water main break. We still got lanes closed out here. Probably going to be all afternoon. But I got some good news. This is only going to be the eastbound lanes are closed. You're basically stopped right there at Crescent Heights. They won't let you pass on Santa Monica past Crescent Heights, but it reopens after Fairfax. If westbound is your drive, yeah, one's wide open and moving well. Let's take a look at some traffic hotspots.
Jacoby and Myers has been protecting the hardworking people of California for over 50 years, and we've recovered more than $2 billion in settlements for our clients' injuries. If you've been injured in an accident, Jacoby and Myers will fight for the justice you deserve.
Larry H. Parker.
We do have some breaking news right now. There is a water valve leak in West Hollywood.
Okay, so not a water main, a water valve. This is substantially smaller than the one that we saw in the other part of West Hollywood. Let's get up to Stu now in Sky Fox. He's got an update for us. Stu?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, Department of Water and Power down there confirming not a water main break. It's a valve, bad valve, but still a lot of water, a lot of mud, and repairs happening out here. This is going to be in the West Hollywood area. This is going to be Santa Monica, right between Fairfax and Crescent Heights. Crews, oddly enough, from the Department of Water and Power, arrived here quickly and ready to work. They already brought the asphalt. That's what they need when they're done. Got some small digging tools out there, and of course the manpower. Now some of the roadway definitely going to be closed. That's going to be basically at Crescent Height over to Fairfax, but that is just going to be the eastbound lanes. Westbound lanes still wide open. They're also, we've been watching the Sheriff's Department down there, deputies closing down the sidewalk, probably for safety and also so they don't get in the way of the construction workers. Smart thing to do indeed. If you're walking or driving through this area, just kind of keep that heads up. But again, interesting water issues out here. This one in the West Hollywood area. And again, not a break, but a valve failure. I'm Stu up in Sky Fox. Sending it back to y'all in the studio.
Thank you, Stu. So this summer heat has you dreaming of maybe snow. You can officially start counting down.
Mammoth Mountain has announced it will open for the 2026-2027 ski season on November 13th. The resort just wrapped up last season in June after receiving nearly 25 feet of snow and extending operations multiple times. Skiers looking to plan ahead can also save up to 60% on lift tickets before prices go up next week. I want to linger on that snow shot just a few more seconds to make us all feel a little bit cooler.
I do feel cooler. Yeah.
Isn't it nice?
Doesn't it make you feel better? I talked about this with our executive producer, Sash, and I said it'll be just so good to kind of talk about this as we ease into talking about just some temperatures that are going to be so high. Are we switching to where? We're switching to Santa Monica? Okay.
Yeah.
I heard my producer say that. Why are we whispering? I don't know. It's just kind of fun. Good morning to you. I love that. Mammoth is going to, plan on opening November 13th, as you said. We're excited about that. In the meantime, we're going to go from snow to sand. We'll talk about the Santa Monica temperatures, which will be cooler than everywhere else. However, it will still be above average. Good Day LA weather is brought to you by My Home Sold. Perhaps you are traveling today, maybe heading to the East Coast. That storm system that brought them all the rain and even some tornadoes last couple of days, moving off to the east, off into the mid-Atlantic. 81 degrees in Washington, D.C., 94 in Tampa, 81 up in Minneapolis, 92 in Billings. Looking at Houston with that 92 degrees. Of course, we are watching that part of the country and the Gulf. We were talking about Bertha yesterday. Tropical storm Bertha now with winds of 45 miles an hour. It did cross over New Orleans early this morning. It is on its way to Texas, and it will continue to weaken, but look at all the rain it is bringing that Texas coastline there. Winds at about 45 miles per hour, and it is moving west at 10 miles per hour. We are also watching this storm system, Hurricane Fausto, in the East Pacific, about 1,000 miles now west-southwest of the southern tip of Baja. Watching it because it has entered our swell window, so it is generating these swells and waves up into SoCal. So that is what's reinforcing the higher surf rolling in and also those strong rip currents in the water. Watching Fausto also because it's going to get pretty close to the Hawaiian Islands as we get into next week Monday, so we'll keep you posted on that system. In the meantime, we do have these heat alerts in place. We've got heat advisories. All the areas shaded in orange for the possibility of heat-related illnesses, and then it gets greater as you get inland. Purple areas here are pink. That's where the extreme heat warnings are in effect. Temperatures well into the triple digits, so that greater risk or extreme risk for heat-related illnesses there. So you want to plan accordingly and limit your physical activity outdoors. We also have on top of that an air quality alert for a greater part of LA County. So another reason to stay indoors because of the heat and the added ozone or smog, if you will. Know the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. This is really important. Heat is the silent killer, and it is the #1 leading cause of of weather-related deaths. Faint or dizziness, excessive sweating, that's pointing to heat exhaustion. You want to get inside and get some AC. If you see someone that's not sweating outside, throbbing headache, got red hot dry skin, rapid but very strong pulse, you want to call 911. This person is probably getting into that heat stroke category, and that can be fatal. You want to call for emergency help right away. If you're headed to the beach, 77 to 82 there on the sand. Surf heights, as I said, up 3 to 6 feet. Ventura County, LA beaches. South-facing beaches a little bit bigger, getting up to even 5 to 7 foot sets. LA, Orange County, 94 degrees. I think Monday we'll be back down to the 80s. Still above average, still hot, but maybe not quite as hot. 106 in the valleys in the IE. We're going to hang on to these heat alerts through at least Monday. The mountains, 88. That chance for some showers, about a 10% chance. And then as we get to the high desert, triple digits, 106 there. And of course, hotter in the Coachella Valley, 114, 116 today, getting up to 118 possible on Saturday. So stay heat safe. All right, let's do some TV shout-outs because these are cute. We want to wish a happy birthday to Wayne Byers. Lisa, your love, sent us this photo. I like that. I like that photo of you. And then a happy 23rd birthday to Maddie DeLuna. We are so proud of you, says your mommy and your daddy. Oh, always mommy and daddy's little girl. Keep those pictures coming. All you have to do is email them to us, tvshoutouts@fox.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this quick break.
let's talk a little bit about what's going on right now. We have a breaking news situation, and we have Brooke out there live for us. We're talking about that water valve break that happened in West Hollywood. And Brooke, this is such a different experience and scene compared to last week when you went out there with that massive water main break.
Yeah, thank goodness for that, right? So another day, another water main break, but yes, looking a lot different out here. Let me show you. I'm standing here at Santa Monica and Laurel. You can see water pooling there in the area, which of course, especially after last week, is not what you want to see. Crews are working hard on it. We have been told that water has been shut off to the leaking pipe, so that's important here. Again, I'm here at Santa Monica and Laurel. City of West Hollywood and LADWP let us know that this is what you're seeing is what's happening. There has been a water valve leak right here in this area. Now, what you really should know, one, we'll keep you updated as more information becomes available, but what I want you to know is that this has affected traffic right here on Santa Monica Boulevard. So you can see traffic only going in one direction. Many other people are having to go around. Not as bad traffic-wise as it normally is. But also, listen, we've seen people come out here with their cups of coffee, with their dogs. You also need to know that this may affect your normal walking route in the morning. Again, we will be out here and let you know any new information as it occurs. I just want to step out of the way, though, and just let you see just the little water puddling there, shooting out of the ground there. And again, it's just not what you want to see after last week. Not as bad, but still not what you want to see. Crews are working. I'll send things back to you.
We have gas crews out there. We have LADWP out there doing the work. Do we know if this has anything, Brooke, at all to do with the water main break that happened last week on Sunset?
Hey, yeah, right now, the information that we have is that there has been a water valve leak just here at Santa Monica and Laurel Avenue. Of course, that is, right, the biggest question on people's minds. I'll stay on top of that and let you know as soon as we have any more information.
Okay, yeah, so water valve leak there where you are right now, and then the massive water main break, which is where Gigi is, and we've been checking in with her to see what the progress has been, right? It's been a big effort there.
Right, and they actually hit a big snag in the progress to repair that sinkhole. Let's go out to Gigi right now for some more information on that. Gigi.
Good morning. We're about 1.1 miles from where Brooke is on Laurel and Santa Monica, where that valve is now leaking. The water shut off there. And here, you mentioned it, they did hit a snag at about 8:30 last night. Now, you are looking live at, this is the same section where the section of that water pipe burst last week. That pipe has since been replaced, or that section of the pipe. But last night, after they put down the asphalt, I mean, great progress from when we were here yesterday morning, they noticed water pooling. Now, this is happening right in front of the Coffee Bean. If you're familiar with Sunset Boulevard, this is where Sunset meets Horn Avenue on the north, Holloway Drive on the south side. And they had to stop, and we believe they had to burst through that brand new asphalt to try and find the source of the leak. Now, we do see they have a hose hooked up to a truck, but they're not pumping anything out. We hope that's a good sign that maybe they found the source of the leak. And I believe we have some video shot from Skyfox. They were up above this all early this morning to give you a better look at this new hole in the middle of Sunset Boulevard here. I just spoke to the DWP just a short while ago. They're working on getting us an update. Their last update was at 10:30 last night when they said they had discovered that leak and they were going to work to fix it. This, of course, puts in jeopardy the goal to reopen Sunset by the end of the business day tomorrow. We don't know if they're going to meet that goal because this is certainly a setback. And you might be able to bring it back here live. Photographer Carlos Jacinto, you may be able to make out in the distance there. They even restriped the pedestrian crossing. So they had done a lot of work. They were apparently on target to meet the goal as of last night, but they have hit a snag, as so many people do with construction projects. We hope to bring you an update on the reopening of Sunset Boulevard as soon as we get it from the Department of Water and Power. Reporting live in West Hollywood, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
All right, Gigi, thank you. You know, you see all the crews out there, you think about, my gosh, how hot it is today, and they have to work on that asphalt, too.
Yeah, it's rough. And even Gigi, while she was speaking, you know, she started coughing and choking a little bit because the air quality immediately where she is isn't great.
Yeah, they were working in all that sand and dust was just like everywhere. The heat will definitely be something to think about as we get later into the morning and afternoon hours. Now it's still not too bad, so if you do want to go get those steps in, go for that walk, it's okay, I think, but there is a lot of sunshine already. We're not seeing too much in the way of cloud cover, so our satellite radar picture is really showing you mostly fair skies. We've got some sea breezes here to show you the arrows coming from the ocean toward the land, so if you're right there on the sand, you are getting the effects of that sea breeze, but even at the beach, we're feeling those above average high temperatures. Currently it is 72 in Long Beach, 72 in Santa Monica, 74 in Woodland Hills, Burbank, around 77 in San Bernardino, to that 94 in Palm Springs. And we are tapping into a little bit of that subtropical moisture, so that humidity, a little added humidity in the atmosphere, you're going to feel it, especially if you're sensitive to that. It just makes the temperature feel warmer than what it actually says on the thermometer. So, for instance, 116 in the low desert expected today in Palm Springs. That extreme heat warning's in effect. Feels hotter than that, but at least 5 degrees or so. 106 in the high desert to the mountains, 88 in Big Bear. A lot of people up in the mountains along the coast don't have air conditioning, so you really want to get into some AC today. You want to put your body, you want to stay heat safe. You don't want to put your body through that heat stress that the high temperatures can put on it. 106 in the valleys on the Inland Empire. Again, those heat advisories and heat warnings are in effect. 80 degrees along the coast. It's going to be warm and a little bit humid there. So a little tough to find some relief from this heat. We've had it day after day now, so for more on that and how you can stay cool and stay heat safe, Samada's got some more details. Hey, Samada.
Good morning, Maria, and good morning to Araxia and Jen. We touched on this topic earlier, to find a nice cooler place due to all the excessive heat, and a lot of people are going to head out to the beach areas. So I've got your beach forecast and how you can continue to stay cool. And the temperature disparity is huge. From inland areas, you're talking about triple digits, but you head over the coast, we're going to be dealing with 70s. But it's also warm for our beach standards.
But tolerable.
It is, tolerable, a little bit more comfortable. And maybe you dip, take a nice little dip in the ocean.
Dip your toe.
Dip your toe. You know, go in there, get in there, Roxia. We've got temperatures.
I don't even remember the last time I fully went in there.
Maybe you get in there to cool off. We've got temperatures, even for water temperatures. I mean, we're talking about bath temperatures, 74 degrees in some areas.
Wow.
And that's in the water, so you're going to feel comfortable there as well. But you got to watch the surf heights. We're talking about 3 to 6 feet, if not higher sets. South-facing beaches along Malibu into Huntington Beach and San Diego, 2 to 4 feet, yes, but it is building. We are watching Hurricane Fausto, which is spinning way offshore, but some of that swell activity is going to be pushed along our shoreline. So you want to be careful. Check in with the lifeguard. They'll tell you exactly what you need to know when you get there. Rip current risk very high, so you got to be keeping a close eye on the kids. And as I mentioned, we're talking about cooling centers as well, another option to stay cool during this heat wave. And they provide not just free air conditioning, by the way, but augmented cooling centers also give you a chance to recharge your cell phone if you have medication that needs to be refrigerated. But you got to call the cooling centers to find out what the hours of operation are, but they're there to help you out. A lot of libraries part of that program.
The mall, libraries, the movie theater.
Yeah.
Do we have any beach advisories too? Because I know that sometimes, like Mother's Beach in Marina Del Rey is always a problem.
You also have to pay attention to the signs.
Right.
If it says stay out of the water due to high levels of bacteria,
stay out of the water.
Stay out of the water.
Yes.
But a lot of people, again, are just going to the coast just to cool off. But before I go, one important thing that Maria and I always stress is the heat is going to be with us throughout the summer, obviously, and school is right around the corner. So parents, you know, we're parents, you've got to look before you lock, especially parents that have little kids and you're driving them around. Look before you lock, which means you look behind your vehicle, make sure your kid's there, and and take them out. A reminder, maybe if you take your keys or your purse and you put it behind you where the kids
your
are.
phone.
Your phone.
Right.
So when you do leave or go places, you don't forget.
Isn't that sad that we have to?
It's wild.
It's wild that you say put your phone behind you because you have a human child and a life, in the same area, but putting your phone back there might be a bigger reminder.
We've done
but it's true, inevitably.
Countless stories with that.
Yes.
So it is It happens.
It happens, and we're trying to, of course, prevent that.
And your pets, from happening. Please.
Look before you lock.
Yes.
So critical.
Samantha, thank you.
Thanks, Samantha.
Okay, now to this. Today, prosecutors are continuing to lay out their case against singer David as his preliminary hearing starts a third day.
Let's go to Mario right now, live at the courthouse with more on what we can expect to hear from the witness stand today. Mario.
Yeah, Roxy, Jen, prosecutors plan here at the criminal courts building to call more witnesses for testimony as they are still building their case against the pop singer who's accused of killing 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Yesterday, we heard testimony about DNA evidence, new evidence, blood that was found inside the Tesla and inside the Hollywood Hills home. Prosecutors still arguing that there was a financial motive in the alleged killing. And all of this while David was inside the courtroom yet again. Take a listen.
He's leaning back on the chair, kind of towards the left side, relaxing. He's got his hand like this. I mean, you would not know that this guy is up for murder, because I think, like, everyone else in the courtroom are far more uncomfortable than he even is.
Yeah, yesterday, prosecutors focusing their attention on forensic evidence with two LAPD crime lab criminalists describing how they used special chemicals to search for blood inside Burke's Tesla and at the Hollywood Hills home where investigators believe Celeste was killed. Now, they testified that two blood stains found in the Tesla's front trunk matched Celeste's DNA, while additional possible blood evidence was documented inside the garage, including on rubber floor mats, on a tarp, and underneath a blue inflatable children's pool. Also testifying that investigators found at least 11 air fresheners inside the Tesla, which had an odor that resembled a decomposing body, along with maggots and flies inside the front trunk. The prosecutors also spending a significant amount of time trying to establish what they believe was a financial motive in the killing. The judge heard from an Interscope Records executive who testified that Burke's record contract could have been worth as much as $19 million before it was ended.
He was an up-and-coming rising star, but once you started hearing the numbers, it was rather stunning, the amount of money that he was earning and his earning capacity. He had guarantees of a minimum of $3 million and a maximum guarantee of $6 million with bonuses that increased. And so the numbers just went up and up and up.
Prosecutors argue that if Celeste had gone public with the allegations of that relationship, an illegal sexual relationship, it would have destroyed his career and threatened those earnings. The record deal was terminated after Celeste's body was found before Burke completed the final 2 albums required under his contract. So today, testimony continues here. We're expecting the proceedings to get underway around 9:30 this morning, so in about an hour and a half. For now, we're live here downtown. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, so we also heard testimony about Celeste's passport. What did we learn about that?
Oh, yeah, that was another a crucial piece of testimony that we heard yesterday. A CHP officer says that a Caltrans worker found Celeste's U.S. passport card along State Route 154 in Santa Barbara County, and that worker reportedly Googled the name on the passport card, found all the reports connected to Celeste, then called the CHP and turned it over. The CHP later said, the officer said that they led the LAPD investigators to that remote area, and prosecutors had previously pinned David to that same remote location at least twice after Celeste's death.
And then, you know, Mario, so many questions regarding the timing of how things played out. Do prosecutors think that David was driving that Tesla around with her body still inside? The fact that they found those air fresheners, it's just so strange.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've made one thing clear. They say David was the last person seen driving that vehicle. They say there's surveillance video that shows him parking the vehicle in the Hollywood Hills in late July, months after Celeste was allegedly killed at the Hollywood Hills home in April, and months before the car was towed to that tow yard, and the body was discovered in the front trunk. And then, as you mentioned, you heard about those 11 cans of air freshener being used to reportedly try and cover the stench. So that's what the prosecution has been saying about this.
So many details about this are just awful. I can't
Terrible.
imagine her parents being in that courtroom and having to hear all of this.
Yeah.
Mario, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Stu right now, 8:14. Check on the roads out there. You're having another busy morning.
Well, it was a busy morning indeed. We're going to be landing here in just a few moments, but let's talk about a little traffic before that happens. Skybox traffic brought to us by My Home Sold. Taking a look at the northbound 101. We're going to be in the Encino area, moving along really well right now, but there was a full closure here just moments ago. Just a stalled vehicle, but California Highway Patrol, that guy was hustling. He was out there pushing that vehicle out, even in the heat, like literally by himself, pushing that vehicle off the side of the road. Now, you expect delays through on the northbound 101 through the Studio City area right now. If you're headed the other direction from the West Valley out to the 405, slowing here. But I can tell you between the 405 and the 134, 170 split, that ride looking actually pretty good this morning indeed. Let's take a look at some traffic hotspots.
Hi, I'm Adrian with My Home Sold, and we want to buy your house. We buy any house in any condition. No commissions, no closing costs, and no repairs. Go to myhomesold.com for a free same-day cash offer. That's myhomesold.com.
Welcome back. So all eyes continue to be on West Hollywood and this scene of that major, massive water main break.
And the World Cup was a huge success for LA security-wise, but more major events, of course, are on the horizon. We have the Super Bowl coming up, and then the Olympics in 2028. Let's bring in Sheriff Robert Luna to break down how LA County is responding to all of this. Busy time of year.
Yeah.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, and thank you both for having me.
Okay, I want to start with this water main break in West Hollywood. Hugely disruptive, led to that big sinkhole, and now this morning we're reporting on yet another area about a couple miles away in West Hollywood, where this water valve broke down. You're looking at it right now, huge pooling of water there.
Yeah, so you feel horrible for the residents and the businesses. You don't want anyone to get impacted. But if it's going to happen, it's when everyone's out there. Hopefully they'll repair it sooner than later, and we'll get everybody back. But from the LA County Sheriff's Department, we were out there from the very beginning, back on the 16th when it happened. We are part of the Unified Command, working with the City of West Hollywood, LA City Department of Water and Power, LA County Fire. Thank God there were no fatalities. To our knowledge, there were no injuries, but it is absolutely impacting people's lives. So we'll be out there until this is over. We have a contract with West Hollywood. We're very proud of the partnership we have. So we'll be out there directing traffic, and we are continuously having community meetings just to keep our community informed, and then taking extra security measures so that if anybody is thinking, I don't know how this happens, why it happens, but every time we have a tragedy, there are fires, floods, you have people who want to take advantage of the situation, unfortunately, and we are there, and we're going to arrest people if you're doing these kind of things, and we're going to hold you accountable.
I know, it's so disappointing. As you say that, I was just thinking about, for many people who had their homes perhaps impacted by all the water, there's always water damage, and some of these scams can come about where people claim they'll help you get through it, they'll come in, fumigate, whatever it is that they do in this process. Be very careful of that.
Yeah, and it is a great reminder that if you hear of any scams or anyone's taking advantage of anyone who's been through this, get a hold of us right away. We have a great district attorney. They are very, very proactive when it comes to those type of investigations where they're trying to take advantage of situations. Please let us know.
It's also a reminder, by the way, of how old the infrastructure is underneath our feet, right? All these pipes, 100+ years old.
Yeah.
So it happens.
Unfortunately, it does. But I have confidence that they'll fix this and hopefully be very proactive in fixing others around us, because we don't want to see continuous repeats of this occurring to impact people the way it has.
Of course. Okay, let's talk about the World Cup that just wrapped up. What did you think, first of all? How did it end? I know.
Are you happy with the ending?
I know your team didn't win, but
the fact that you guys weren't reporting about awful things happening is a huge victory. When I was watching you guys on television, you were talking about how much fun people were having, how many people came in from out of town and just absolutely loved our people, the food, just reminder that we're so blessed to live in this area. There's so many positive things. Every game I attended, I didn't go to watch the games. I went there to make sure everything was going well. The patriotism, the U.S. games, when you hear 80% of the stadium singing the national anthem, that gives you goosebumps.
It does.
And you have this
every time.
feeling, and even the games, the Iranian games, for example, and the protests we had protests, but we were consistently communicating with the folks that were doing it. So once the game started, all that went away. It was all about the athletes and the game itself, not about the politics, the regime, the war that we have to keep our finger on the pulse of because it impacts. But at the end, everything went really well. Security-wise, the planning, the execution of everything, the preparation. I'm so proud of our Emergency Operations Bureau folks, the way we worked in conjunction with the Inglewood Police Department, because I think everybody knows we augment Inglewood PD, and I thought they did, the city and the police department did a great job.
Yeah, when you consider almost 200,000 tourists coming into the city, pretty remarkable. There were no major incidents. Anything thwarted behind the scenes that we might not have heard about?
We were constantly in contact from an intelligence perspective with the FBI and other federal agencies. There were things that would come up, but we'd look into them, and they were not, it wasn't solid information, but yet we were comfortable with the level of information or intelligence that we were receiving. And remember this, for us, it's not just SoFi or Los Angeles Stadium, right? It was all the fan zones.
That's right.
We had events sanctioned and unsanctioned throughout Los Angeles County. We had the practice fields, the hotels where all the players were staying.
That's right.
CHP helping with transportation. There were so many moving parts, and that's what makes me proud to say I'm part of the law enforcement family here in Los Angeles County. And this was a great practice run for the Olympics. You guys are going to ask about that.
Of course.
But it is. It's like us practicing and trying to work out the bugs of either the coordination, the communication, and anything that we have to work towards. Now, even though we have a lot of venues, the Olympics is like
it's
10
really
times
spread out.
And really spread out. So we're going to have to get more law enforcement agencies involved. And we've already been in the planning for this for well over 2 years. So we're excited. I'm excited that the World Cup worked out the way it did. We should be very proud.
You should be.
Southern California. We should be proud of our law enforcement, the LA County Sheriff's Department. We all did great. Because if it didn't go good, the questions would go in a different direction.
Of course. Yeah, and now you have a solid blueprint for what to do and maybe what not to do for the next big event.
100%,
right?
absolutely.
And it'll be here before we know it.
Right around the corner,
literally.
And we have another little event called the Super Bowl.
Right, there's
and again,
that too.
that's at SoFi. We augment the Inglewood Police Department, so we'll be heavily involved. And we already are heavily involved in the planning and coordination of that. So that's another little bit of a practice run.
That's right.
But they're saying it's like 10 Super Bowls per day during the Olympics and Paralympics.
My gosh, imagine that, right?
We can't wait.
Yeah, that's right. We can't wait. Let's talk about street takeovers. This has obviously been an issue in many intersections. A number of different communities impacted by this. A lot of them have gotten pretty out of control and very dangerous for bystanders. Shops get broken into. What's any progress made in stopping these things from getting organized? Because a lot of it happens over social media, right?
And quickly.
I'll talk about some of the progress in a second, but our people take those extremely serious because there is violence that occurs. As a matter of fact, the night that Mexico lost, because that was one hiccup we had when Mexico was playing. 95% of the fans were awesome, but you did have a certain percentage that went out and they committed violence, not only against our deputies, and several of them were hurt. We had to arrest people. That was the only blemish we had during the World Cup, but part of that was a street takeover that took place on Whittier Boulevard in the East Los Angeles area. That's our jurisdiction. And as part of that street takeover, we had a shooting with 4 victims that we ultimately solved using ALPR technology to arrest the suspect who committed that crime. But this is part of what you guys are describing. These things become very dangerous. And we had a victim who was like 15 or 14 years old. The suspect was 15 years old. There were adults involved, but we really need to do everything we can from a legislative perspective. There's been changes in the law where we are towing and impounding vehicles, which I think now where I'm saying is, are we making a difference? At least in LA County Sheriff's territory, we've had a little bit over a 30% reduction from last year. And if you look at the last 2 years, there's been over a 50% reduction. So I think our strategies are working. And the primary strategy is we're working with the California Highway Patrol. We're working with LAPD, because social media has a tendency to stay ahead of you. So we're leapfrogging, but we're trying to stay ahead of it, or at least impact it when it's happening, because we have a lot of complaints from folks and the businesses that at times do get looted when these street takeovers, if we don't come in right away. The other thing, just really quick, is we are looking at a pilot program, what we call a drone as a first responder program, out in that area of Compton, the unincorporated areas around Compton, because that's where we see a lot of those challenges. So we're going to be adding that technology.
You mentioned the response time there is pretty quick.
Very quick with those drones, and we're able to identify people that we can go back,
so
like
it's
an
more
investigation.
For evidence gathering.
Yes, and hold people accountable, license plates to impound people's cars. And again, we don't want to do that, but we can have people coming out and behaving in this irrational, irresponsible manner. it's actually hurting people and at times even killing people. We got to pay attention. We're all over it.
And also, I feel like with summertime, we see more of it. At least it feels that way.
The summertime, it does.
Yeah,
the activity does go up.
Influx, right?
Unfortunately.
Speaking of the summertime, a lot of people hit the beach during the summertime, and of course, that's a whole other thing where you want to make sure people are staying safe and out of harm's way. Talk a little bit about some of the patrols you do out there.
Yeah, we want, obviously, again, the blessing that we live in this area, we want people at the beach, but we want people to be safe. So we do increase, we have summertime enforcement out in Malibu as an example.
Those four-wheelers.
I know, right?
And some people, that's a recruiting tool right there. It's like, come be a deputy sheriff.
Come right
this is the kind of job you can have here with LA County Sheriff's Department. But we are citing people. We have, just to give you an idea, we've cited 186 people for having alcohol out on the beach. Over 450 moving citations, a lot of parking citations, and we're not trying to ruin anybody's fun, but if you have people impacting other people either through their excessive drinking or the way they're parking or the way they're behaving on the way to and from the beach, those are things we want to impact. We want you to have fun, but we want you to be responsible and make sure you're very considerate of the families that are out there and making sure you're paying attention to Maria at the weather and talking about the riptides and all those other things.
All those
and
flag
check
warnings, right?
With the lifeguards out there. LA County lifeguards do a great job. Want to keep everybody safe, but we want you to have fun here in Malibu and all of our beautiful beaches here in LA County.
I know, it's always surprising when people are like, I had no idea this was an issue today at the beach. And it's like, wait, have you not been listening?
You just got to flip on Fox 11.
That's right. Just keep it right here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Appreciate you guys.
Until next time.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We have some breaking news now out of Washington, D.C., where the House of Representatives has just voted again to pass a resolution intended to stop the war with Iran. 4 Republicans, in fact, crossed the aisle to join Democrats voting 214 to 208. The resolution is largely symbolic and will not force an end to the war, but will force lawmakers to record their stance less than 4 months before most of them face re-election. The Senate is expected to vote on a similar resolution later on today. 8:34. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back.
I'm meteorologist Maria Poban. Remember, the heat wave continues, so we have extreme heat alerts encompassing a lot of the SoCal area. So hot and humid days, warm nights, all translating to a lot of heat stress on our bodies. So we want you to stay heat safe and please find some air conditioning. These temperatures still in the 80s, 90s, and well into the 100s and 110s out in the deserts. I do think we'll see some relief. Won't be until Monday. We'll see those temperatures drop a little bit. Enough to notice. It's still going to be above average, but you'll notice it by Monday, Tuesday of next week. In the meantime, high pressure is really in control of our weather, picking up some of that subtropical moisture. So not only hot, humid, but there is a 10% chance for some of those showers over the mountains and the deserts. I'll show you that 7-day forecast when I come back. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you 3.
All right. Thank you, Maria. So forget the heat wave. Christmas is coming early to L.A.
Okay. Forget Halloween, too. We're just going straight to Christmas. Coco is in front of at Heritage Square in Montecito Heights with more on some holiday summer magic. Please do explain.
Hey there, I love Christmas. I also love Storyland Productions and Pasadena Civic Ballet, and they are presenting Christmas in July this Saturday. I'm here with Tanya and Zoe, and tell us all about this production.
Hi, Coco. It's so great to see you, and welcome to Christmas in July, our festive storybook experience happening here Saturday, July 25th. Toys, candy, dance, and Christmas magic will come to life right here at the historic Heritage Square. And a fun fact, we are actually standing in front of Santa's summer tropical home, which until today was Santa's best kept secret, because Santa loves the sunshine, he loves to surf, and this is where he spends his summers getting ready for the busy holiday season.
Ooh, this event is going to be so much fun. You need to go to pcballet.com. We have a special Good Day LA viewers ticket price, $25 for July 25th, and you can find out if you're on the naughty or nice list.
Santa!
See me on Saturday, and you'll find out whether you're on the naughty list. And there's still time to get on the good list. And by the way, you'll get a sneak peek at all the wonderful toys I'm working on for Christmas, especially my beautiful ballerina doll.
Ooh, she looks so wonderful. Wow. And look, I think it's Tom and Mary coming for a visit.
Oh my goodness, what a beautiful performance. And there are also, on top of the performance, there are other homes that people can check out.
Yes, yes. In addition to visiting Santa and his tropical home, guests will have an opportunity to get their Christmas card photos early, well ahead of the holiday rush. We have Hansel and Gretel's house, Little Bo Peep, Goldilocks, and Little Red Riding Hood. So 5 storybook characters in front of these enchanting Victorian homes transformed into Christmas for some summer magic.
Oh my gosh, and Zoe, this production is really like your ballet school, right?
Yes, absolutely. Just like Pasadena Civic Ballet, we have children in this performance. We have professional dancers. In fact, Josh, who plays Tom the Toy Maker, started at Pasadena Civic Ballet when he was 3. He is now a professional dancer with Boston Ballet Austin. And so we really like to reflect the school and give performers an opportunity to dance wherever they are. And kids love to come and see the performances and see someone up on stage that's their age. So it's really a professional production with children as well.
Yes, it's a 30-minute production. We've got hip-hop, tap, ballet, musical theater, lots of fun things. Santa and Barnaby may have an argument, but guess who wins?
Santa! Of course Santa wins. I love that. And I have a feeling we might all be on the nice list, especially after today. What do you think?
What do you think?
I think that's possible.
Possible. Okay, not telling us until it's close to Christmas time. Yeah, but we'll take it that we're possibly on the nice list. Come and experience this wonderful production happening on Saturday here at Heritage Square Museum in Montecito Heights. I'll send it back to you.
Please, they have everything out there. What's not going on?
Yeah, what don't they have out there? Please say hello to Tanya and Zoe. They're so sweet. We attended the Cinderella Ballet. I took my girls.
That's right.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
They are the greatest sister duo.
I thought of you instantly, Alexia, saying you guys are the greatest sister duo.
Hello. Miss you.
They're so sweet.
They're so sweet.
This is, I just watched human confetti. This is like just human confetti. It's just like happy and
whiplash. I'm like,
and dancing and celebrating and everything. I just want to get up and do a twirl.
Yeah.
That's what you know what? You know what? Woo!
There, yes.
That's what it made me want to do. I just want to dance. What if I just got in the live shot and just
do it?
And just join them. Good morning.
Good morning.
What a great way to start the day. Kicking it off right. And shout out to all the people in the performing arts world, right? Dancers, actors.
We see you, we love you, we are you.
We see you, we love you, we are you. And entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Ladies, take a breath with me. Be still, our millennial hearts, because Destiny's Child, is going to be releasing, wait for it, new remixes soon.
Wow.
Say my name, you acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby, why the sudden change? Say my name, if no one is around you, say baby I love you.
You ain't running games.
This was like one of my favorite videos.
Yep.
So good.
Let me tell you how many times I voted for Destiny's Child on TRL,
right,
okay?
exactly.
So how soon will we be getting these remixes? Well, according to Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles, who's also their manager, he says within 30 days. Last week, Destiny's Child took to social media to celebrate the 27th, does that make you feel a little old? 27th anniversary of perhaps their most iconic album, The Writings on the Wall. That one gave us
I had
bills,
that one.
bills,
I
bills.
had that one. That was one of my first CDs.
Me too. I had that CD. Rolling Stone also noted that Matthew Knowles teased that Missy Elliott was one of the rappers that's going to be involved in the remixes. I cannot wait. Before he stopped himself because he already said too much.
Remember Bugaboo?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got it.
Calling what you calling? Who you calling me?
I love it. Speaking of Matthew Knowles, he visited our friends at Fox 26 in Houston yesterday, and he wanted everyone to know he is still their manager. He's still a part of the group.
I am still the manager of Destiny's Child.
That's right.
People get it wrong. There's a lot of things that we do in a day, licensing songs, and we're coming out with new product. So it's exciting time for Destiny's Child. 30 years. 30 years.
30 years.
30 years.
I'm gonna take you back to some of my favorites. Okay. Bills. Okay. Bugaboo. Hey, ladies. Jumpin'.
Yep.
And the cloud is jumping. Ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of ballers and their pockets full grown.
Yep.
Say my name. You know what I found funny, though, I have to say, and to this day I still giggle, when it was like, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my automobiles? Can you pay my telephone bills? Then maybe we could chill. I don't think you do. So you and me are through. But then there's also all the women who independent. Throw your hands up there.
There is a little bit of,
You know what? We wanted to pay our bills.
Which one are we?
Actually, that is the definition of a woman. I want this, but I want that. I want it all.
So we're independent. We also want you to pay our bills. Right. Which brings us to our poll question of the day. Speaking of paying your bills, what love language matters to you most? 32%. It's tied. Acts of service and quality time together.
Okay.
Well, you can fix things around the house while I'm home.
Okay.
That's quality.
You're spending time?
There you go. There you go. Steven
from Ontario, God bless.
Acts of service are the most valuable treasures of true love, being born 49 years ago today. Happy birthday, Steven. I've learned that physical actions show real human compassion. Doing things for others is love. True.
That's poetic.
Yeah. Deborah and Van Nuys, there's nothing better than a good hug. I agree. Morning hugs, home fries, work hugs, watching TV together hugs, and good night hugs. I love that. I like how home fries is in the mix. I like that. Richard in Temecula, quality time is very important in our lives. We can never get it back, so we always take advantage of our time together. Y'all are part of our quality time for many years. I make coffee for my wife, Carrie, every morning, and we watch you guys before heading out to work.
Oh, Richard.
Richard, you big softie. We love you.
Big lug, Richard.
So cute, Richard.
That's very cute.
Sweet. Morning coffee, people don't put enough emphasis on sharing just a cup of joe together before you start your day.
If you can do it, you got to do it.
You can do it, do it.
It's like having dinner together, you know, and talking about your day and communing, right?
Yeah, that's right. Sharing your highs and lows.
Should we do a work hug right now?
I feel like, all right.
Let's do it. Come on, bring
gosh.
it in. Bring it in.
Stuck. Hold on.
Yeah.
That smells good. There's Samana. We all smell good, collectively.
Oh my God. Isn't that nice?
I came in too fast.
Aww.
Which is sweet, wasn't it?
Very
We do smell good.
sweet.
Yeah, we all smell really good together.
Just so you guys know at home.
Smell good.
We smell good.
Okay, back to business. You know, hugs is very important in my household. We always like to hug, so that was good. And we are unfortunately not so great on the roads. This is definitely not huggable stuff. Big rig crash northbound side of the 215 at Barton Road. We've got speeds down to 24 miles an hour. It is taking away the fast lane, and we do have emergency crews en route there. Both directions being impacted due to that collision. And a stalled big rig has you slow and go here southbound side of the 5 at Atlantic Boulevard, and you can see the delays extending into the Boyle Heights area. Real-time look at downtown LA. Give yourself 36 minutes from downtown to get to Santa Monica. Not too bad at this hour. And a live Caltrans camera look both directions. The 405 at the 22. LBC into Seal Beach. Looking good. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
So I do hot yoga every day. After the accident, my lower back was so stiff I couldn't move, and I called Jacob. They treated me like a king. I did not have to deal with anything. If you're in an accident, call Jacob. Call Jacob.
Day LA weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. A look outside, doesn't that look inviting? We do have some higher surf rolling in. Just be extra careful if you're headed to the beach. We do have some stronger rip currents there in the water. We've got an area of high pressure. This is what is in control of our weather, and it has been really kind of anchored over the west and southwest. This big dome of high pressure providing us with not just the heat, but also the humidities, pulling up some of that subtropical moisture from the south and southeast. We're also getting some of that moisture from Fausto, some of these tropical systems that are developing in the East Pacific. So a little humid. We've got those high temperatures as well as a little bit of instability coming up from the subtropics. So just remember that as you plan for your afternoon, evening hours. There's about a 10% chance we could see some of those showers over the mountains and deserts. Otherwise, we've got the heat alerts that are still in place. Heat advisories, all the areas shaded in the orange. We've got extreme heat warnings for that greater risk, extreme risk for heat-related illnesses out towards our valleys and the desert communities. And on top of that, we do have this air quality alert for just the higher harmful levels of that ozone or smog in the atmosphere. So another reason to stay indoors today. 77 degrees to 82 on the sand. Even there, a little bit warmer than average. 94 for downtown LA today. We're going to stay in the 90s through Sunday, and then I think you'll notice that temperatures won't be quite as hot on Monday, but still going to be above the average. 106 in the valleys and the Inland Empire, getting up to 107 tomorrow. Out in the mountains, Mountains, 88 degrees. 10% chance for some showers that will continue through as we look at the extended outlook even into early next week. High desert areas 106 to 107 tomorrow. And of course, the Coachella Valley, where we expect even hotter temperatures today. 116, possibly 118 by Saturday. Back to you.
All right, good time to hit the beach. And music at the beach, of course, nothing new there.
Yes, a music festival at Santa Monica Beach, though, that is new. In just a couple of hours, tickets go on sale for the first ever Ocean Wave Festival. We're talking The Killers, Olivia Dean headlining the epic two-day event. So we're talking September 26th and 27th.
Ooh, my schedule's cleared for that one. This is going to be the first major music festival on Santa Monica Beach. And here to talk more about it is Nick Adler, the VP of Regional Festivals at Golden Voice. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thanks for having us.
This is going to be a big event.
Absolutely. I mean, in LA, where it's hard to do something for the first time.
Right.
And this is a first. Santa Monica having a music festival, the West Side. I mean, it's just time.
Yeah.
And to something that we actually get to be on the beach, which we all love and remember. You know, we grew up, everyone's had kind of a moment at Santa Monica Beach, but to be able to bring bands, food, you know, all the different things that come with a festival, it's incredible.
How hard was it to coordinate something like this at this location?
It was very hard, but but also that's what we do at Golden Voice. We produce festivals. Obviously, we have Coachella and Stagecoach in the desert, and Camp Flog Gnaw we do at Dodger Stadium. But you know, this is what we do. We bring festival production, almost bigger than life stages.
Yeah.
Put them, you know, in places that are unique. And obviously, the beach. You know, to have Olivia Dean headlining in front of 30,000 people on the beach.
So good.
Yeah, this is a special moment.
And then that Saturday, Sublime. I mean, what a Southern California staple. And just the sound, right?
Sublime with a new record out right now, and they're having a resurgence. And actually, Bradley's, who passed away in Sublime many years ago, his son is the lead singer. So it's the original guys with his son Jacob, and it's just, yeah. I mean, we think of Southern California music. We think of those, you know, What I Got.
That's right.
Those songs are just in our head.
But this is I mean, the lineup is pretty incredible. I'm looking at the list here. It's pretty epic. Talk a little bit about the fact that you said it took a little bit more effort, but set the scene for us. When we show up on September 26th, what's it going to look like? What are we going to experience?
First, you're getting there on the E-line. Like, take the metro.
Okay.
You got
the easiest way to get there. The festival entrance is literally a couple hundred feet from the E-line. You walk, you step onto the beach. So the entire show
on the sand
is on the sand.
Perfect.
Right. So you're stepping off Oceanfront Walk.
Flip-flops.
Flip-flops.
Or no flops. Or just, you know.
And you're bringing your towel and your best friend.
Yeah.
And you put that towel down. You walk in. There's going to be a stage with DJs on it on your right. There's going to be some of the best food in Santa Monica. The lobster, lunetta, holy basil, sidecar donuts. The list is literally just going, and you pair great food and drink and being able to sit on the beach and see your favorite band on stage. I mean, that's what we try to create.
Now, can you bring your own stuff? Can you bring your own cooler?
You can bring your own
stuff?
Towel.
Okay.
Your own towel.
Very important. Very important distinction.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to provide a lot of those things.
Yes.
You want to drink, there's great bar programs. You want to eat, there's that. We're actually doing a refresh and reset. So some people want to go to the beach, then it gets a little darker. The headliners are coming on. You can pop into the kind of refresh, reset station that we're putting together. Reset, come out for the headliners.
Oh, I love that.
What pricing are we talking about? How much is it going to cost to do this?
It starts at $229 for single day and $399 for 2 day. Obviously, tickets go on sale today, so you can still go on to the website and register for the on sale that's at 11. There's single day tickets, there's 2 day tickets. There's also, you know, a couple different ways to watch the show. If you want to be up close, we have what we call the premium pit ticket, which is like a VIP. It gets you right up on the stage. And then we have a partnership with the proper hotel, which is this like culinary and hospitality experience where you're right there at the stage and you get to see it, and there's food and there's drink. So I think there's a different ways for different people how you want to experience
this. This is cool. You never know where this can go in the future too, like a big beachside festival like this. Get in on the ground level or the sand level, I guess you could call it.
You want to make it annual, I'm guessing.
We would love to. You know, we got to do right by everybody this year. We got to put on a great show and, you know, get feedbacks from the residents and the businesses. But, you know, we're proud to be in Santa Monica. They're doing big things down there. People are coming back, and this is going to be a major reason why.
Okay, so how can you get tickets?
OceanWayFestival.com.
Yep.
You can go on right now, register for tickets, and then at 11 o'clock you can buy your tickets.
All right, pre-sale for Santa Monica residents.
Was yesterday.
Okay, yeah, available now. That's right.
And they came out. You know, got to take care of, you know, our neighbors first.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
11 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Nice.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Right back.
right. Are you guys ready to start your day?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, 9:02 on this Thursday. Welcome. I'm Roxy Carpe.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for being here. It's going to be another hot one out there today, right,
like
Maria?
your dress, sunny.
Like sun, yeah.
She's sunshine. That's come into the studio. I know. I like that too. It is going to be another hot one. In fact, maybe even hotter than the rest of the days we've had so far this week. We've got very little in the way of cloud cover outside. You can see how the satellite radar pictures are pretty clear. We've got a little sea breeze but you've got to be right there on the sand, on the beach to feel the effects of that sea breeze. Otherwise, if you're inland just a few miles, and certainly the farther inland you go, the hotter it will be. 99 degrees currently in Palm Springs. It is 74 in Santa Ana, same for Santa Monica, Long Beach, 82 in Woodland Hills, to that 63 in Big Bear. So it's nice and cool-ish right now in the mountains, but even there in Big Bear this afternoon, it's going to warm up into the upper 80s with very few people having air conditioning up in the mountains or along the coast. You are going to have to really be mindful of that heat and stay heat safe. Please limit your outdoor activities to the early mornings or the early evenings. 106 in the high desert to 116 expected today in the Coachella Valley. You factor in a little of that humidity and it just feels hotter than that. 106 in the valleys in the Inland Empire, 94 for downtown LA, and along the coast near 80 with a little bit of humidity. We'll talk more about the heat and talk about maybe some relief from it coming up in the extended outlook in just a few moments. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you.
We do have some breaking news in West Hollywood where a water valve leak has flooded a stretch of Santa Monica Boulevard this morning.
And Brooke is there with all the details, a compounding problem in the area, right, Brooke?
Absolutely, yeah. Listen, here's the thing, though. Crews out here are working incredibly fast. I mean, the water, as compared to what I saw about an hour ago, it's almost gone. Take a look here because you can see I'm standing here at Santa Monica and Laurel, and this is where the water was pooling much farther into the roadway than what you're seeing now. You're looking at crews still working on that water. Thing is, while the water situation looks better, traffic is still a major issue. They have done a little bit of opening up one lane eastbound because earlier this morning that was closed. You can see this right now. Here's a bit of what exactly is going on out here.
Connected to what happened on Sunset Boulevard, and this situation here on Santa Monica was minimal and was quickly contained. The businesses that were affected very minimally have been notified, so the owners are well aware of what's going on, and hopefully we'll be able to assess the situation, and eastbound Santa Monica will be closed for these minimal repairs, and hopefully it'll be open sooner rather than later.
And that sooner is here because, as you can see, eastbound, they have opened up one lane here, basically turning the turning lane into a lane just to get you through the intersection here, get you down the road, because as you can imagine, it was going to be incredibly necessary as we get into these later morning hours. It's interesting because they notified these directly impacted businesses here, but a little bit down the way, I kind of walked up, talked to some employees at different businesses, and all of them have the same reaction. What? Again? And obviously it's not as bad as what we saw last week, but it's a situation that you don't want to have to deal with out here. Right here again at Santa Monica and Laurel, if you're headed eastbound and you can go another way, even though they have opened up that one lane, I would go around if you can. Sending things back to you all in the studio.
Traffic nightmare out there. All right, Brooke, thank you. And as she was mentioning, the other incident that we've been on top of, Gigi's out there with the latest on the efforts to repair that, the damage from last week's water main break in West Hollywood.
Very different situation there. But, Gigi, there is a little bit of a problem. The crews there working hit a snag.
But we do have an update, and it appears to be good all morning long. Folks who live in the area that are out walking, out and about, they've been asking me any news on when Sunset Boulevard will reopen, and we've been telling them that, well, the DWP doesn't know if they're on target to make the grand opening or reopening of Sunset Boulevard tomorrow afternoon at the end of the business day. But we have heard from the DWP that they appear to be on target, even with a setback. Let's talk about the setback first. You are looking live at a new hole that had just been covered up in preparation for the reopening, and that asphalt had to be busted up again yesterday when they discovered a leak. When workers saw water pooling, they were so close. They had to bust open the asphalt, take care of this new leak, and that's where we are right now. I don't know if we have that video from Sky Fox to get a little bit better look at the hole. This is right in front of of the Coffee Bean here on Sunset Boulevard, where Sunset meets Horn on the north side and Holloway Drive on the right side. Now, they've done a lot of work. They've gotten the asphalt down. They've even repainted the stripes on the pedestrian crossing zone. Yesterday, they worked really hard 24/7, so this certainly wasn't a setback. But in a statement, in an online statement, the DWP said, in part, overnight crews excavated an approximately 3-by-4-foot area to locate the affected area where there was a pinhole leak. Now, water quality samples were taken from the pipe this morning and will be followed by welding a patch at the site of the leak. If all goes well, the excavation will be repacked and paved. And right now, they say, currently there are no known impacts to our goal of reopening the street on Friday. So that certainly is welcome news. And bringing it back here live, you are looking at the area that needs to be repaved. I understand some water testing also has to be done again, and that will take several hours. But apparently the DWP says they're on track to meet that goal. Reporting live from West Hollywood and the Sunset Strip, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
That is certainly a great update. The fact that the plan is still in place. Hopefully tomorrow things will reopen. We were thinking that would make a difference, but obviously they've been working so hard to stick to that plan. Gigi, thank you so much. Appreciate that update. Also happening today, the preliminary hearing for singer David will enter a third day, with prosecutors expected to dig deeper in forensic evidence.
Mario Ramirez live at the criminal court building in downtown with the very latest. Mario.
Sandra, Roxia, some of the details that have been surfacing here during this preliminary hearing have been gut-wrenching. Even just hearing about them makes your stomach turn. So imagine being inside the courtroom, seeing those photos and the testimony from witnesses themselves. Now, yesterday, the judge heard testimony from an LAPD criminalist who explained how investigators found at least 11 cans of air freshener spread throughout that black Tesla, including in the front trunk where Celeste's dismembered body was found in September. And listen to what some court observers had to say afterwards.
His first image of like 12 or 15 air fresheners that he had thrown in the trunk to try to cover up the decomposing body.
It's even disturbing to imagine him driving around trying to use that Tesla with that going on in the front.
The criminalist or forensic scientist also testified the vehicle had a stench of a decomposing body along with maggots and flies inside the front trunk. And she also documented suspected bloodstains inside the Tesla using special chemicals that make traces of possible blood glow, helping investigators find evidence that isn't visible to the naked eye. Now, we also heard from a second LAPD crime lab scientist later testifying about the search of Burke's Hollywood Hills garage, where investigators found multiple suspected bloodstains on rubber floor mats, on a tarp, and beneath a blue inflatable children's pool, saying that pool appeared to have several cuts. It smelled freshly laundered and contained a roll-up dryer sheet. Meanwhile, attorneys representing Celeste's family say so far the prosecution's evidence has remained largely intact during cross-examination.
Point, the defense attorneys really haven't been able to poke a hole in any of the prosecution's evidence that they put into place. Then a criminologist took the stand and testified that blood stains were found on the lower compartment trunk of David's Tesla, and that they tested positive for Celeste's DNA.
Now, we also heard from an Interscope Records executive who testified that Burke stood to make up to $19 million under his record deal, which was canceled after Celeste's body was found. And prosecutors are arguing if Celeste had gone public with those allegations of their relationship, it would have ended his career. So today, as day 3 of this preliminary hearing process gets underway, we're also expecting to hear from an LAPD investigator who was looking into that alleged relationship between David and Celeste. And we'll learn more about the DNA that was collected from inside the Hollywood Hills home. For now, that's the latest here downtown. We'll send it back to you in the studio, Sandra and Roxia.
A lot of evidence they have to go through. All right, Mario, thank you.
9:12, let's talk about the weather out there because it's still hot.
And a lot of traffic maybe too.
Yeah, traffic-wise, I know it's tough if you don't have any air conditioning in your car, but traffic-wise, hopefully it's a lot better. GDLA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA. Accident and injury attorneys. As we take a look at our real-time traffic maps and our live camera here, this is our northbound 405 freeway at Lakewood Boulevard. Actually, both sides of the 405 here looking really, really good. A lot of sunshine, as you can see, not much in the way of cloud cover, so it's going to heat up pretty quickly today. So keep your cool if you are stuck in this traffic. On that West 10 freeway between the 5 to the 405, it's actually not too bad. This is pretty typical for this time, 34 minutes. On that North 110 between the 405 to the 10, 23 minutes. And on that West 60 between the 57 to the 5, it's 26 minutes there. Now let's take a look at some of our other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
About SpongeBob SquarePants and Sandra,
yes.
For $1 million imaginary dollars, don't say anything. What is the name of SpongeBob's bestie?
For $1 million?
$1 million imaginary dollars.
Okay. I'll be broke the rest of my life. I don't know. Pineapple something.
That's where they live.
They lived in the pineapple under the sea.
Do you know his best friend's name?
I don't actually.
He talks like this.
I don't.
Patrick.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
see, I knew that. It was on the tip of my tongue.
It was Kevin.
But Kevin. It's always Kevin, Joe, Jonas, Frankie. But ready? Big guy. Big guy.
Yeah.
Big guy.
That's
big
right.
guy. SpongeBob. Hands okay. That's the song from the movie. Entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's San Diego Comic-Con. That's right. It's just a couple hours away down south. Taking place today. Today is the day it kicks off. Wow, one of the most fun assignments I've ever been on was covering San Diego Comic-Con for us. I dressed as Wonder Woman, of course.
Wait, you only had one costume?
I know, right?
That's so
She
unlike
slacked.
you.
She's
I know.
slacking. I'm loyal. I was a Wonder Woman all weekend. Superman, Batman, Doctor Doom, panels, Hall H. Oh my! The biggest talk and hype for San Diego Comic-Con is all things Avengers Doomsday. Now that one is the talk of the town. Tickets are officially on sale for this film that's hitting theaters this December. But speaking of superheroes, ladies, fans are very much looking forward to the new upcoming DC show Lanterns, as well as the new Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I'm personally looking forward to the 5:30 p.m. Marvel panel with Kevin Feige, because that's the Marvel panel. And you know, whenever they have the Marvel panel, there's always big stars in the mix, and we will be awaiting some announcements. And Marvel always has some big announcements. I mean, they know their fan base, and that is Comic-Con. So I'm waiting for some big Marvel announcements.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm also waiting to see what's going to win this poll question today, because it's neck and neck right now for quality time and acts of service. But right now, quality time is beating our acts of service, Aroxia.
Huh.
Interesting.
This has been going back and forth.
It is
all
going
morning
back.
long. I've heard you talk about this.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's just one language.
Well, I have
Doesn't
two.
it switch up?
Yeah, what's yours, Sandy?
What's
Physical
yours?
touch is Sandra's.
Probably acts of service. Shut it.
Hers is acts of leave me alone. Leave me alone. Is that on there?
How about my language is not on there? How
Sandra's
about,
is quality.
Be a mind reader. Why don't you? Yes.
Yours
just
is,
know what I want.
No, but yours is quality time with myself, so that you can
just by myself.
By yourself, yeah. Patrick in Redland says, men need to hear from you ladies that we are the men you choose above all others.
Oh,
it's giving me a little bit.
Is that my husband?
Affirmation.
It's giving me PTSD there on like a bad relationship. Okay, Irene in Hesperia. As a mom and nana, always doing for others, it means so much when my partner does acts of service. I am finally blessed with a good one. You go, Irene.
Oh, you got what you wanted. Good.
Rob in Costa Mesa. Physical touch all the way. Can be as simple as a handhold or hip to hip on the couch. Watching GDLA. All right.
Way to bring it in.
Way to bring it in. We're going to bring it in PG over there. Stephanie in Highland says, I can buy my own gifts. I'm a simple girl. You can't have a relationship without spending time to get to know each other.
Quality time.
I agree, Stephanie. Susan in Rancho Cucamonga. Although I can do most things on my own, I love when someone takes the initiative to get my car serviced.
Initiative.
Putting gas in the car. Knowing I like certain coffee and surprising me with it. Totally, Susan. I agree. Christine in Sun City. I have always told my husband that he looks so sexy when he is mowing the lawn or helping me clean the house.
Is that you, Amanda?
No, I know, right? But I agree with you, Christine. I love that. Go to foxla.com/vote. We have been having so much fun reading all of your comments.
You never said what your two languages
are. Oh, I did this morning. Mine are acts of service and words of affirmation.
And yours are acts of service, right?
But also, like, if you're giving me words of affirmation, can I just for a second? You look nice.
I need more than that.
Yeah,
That color really accents the light in your eye. That's
right. Wow, your figure.
I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. This weather is brought to you by Pachanga Resort Casinos. Beautiful shot here of Redondo. I like saying it like that. The Redondo Beach Pier, as you can see, the south side, beautiful conditions. We do have some higher surf rolling in. And please watch the rip currents if you are headed to the beach. I just entertained myself here for just a moment. Thank you for tuning in. I do have some news in regards to this heat. It is staying with us at least through the weekend, and then maybe a little relief by early next week on Monday. High pressure is just anchored across the southwest, and in its position, it's subtle changes that really make the difference for us. Yesterday was pretty dry. We didn't really have too much in the way of those showers, but that chance for showers back today, 10% for the mountains and deserts. Please limit your outdoor activities due to this very warm condition that's outside. Really warm to hot is putting a lot of stress on your body if you spend a lot of time outdoors. So make sure you do all the things. Drink a lot of water if you have to be out there. Take numerous breaks, water breaks particularly, and please get into some air conditioning because of this heat. Extreme heat warnings are in effect for portions of the deserts, some of the inland empire areas with those temperatures in the 90s to 110s, even into the 1-teens as you head out towards the deserts in the Coachella Valley. Along the coast even we're seeing some heat advisories with those temperatures near 80, and then as you get inland just a little bit, it'll get as warm as to those 90s. We also have an air quality alert, so this will keep you inside. Harmful levels of ozone or that smog a little bit higher, so we have that pollution that's there. The air is kind of stagnant. There's nothing really to kind of blow it all out, so we're stuck in this pattern at least through the weekend. 83 in Inglewood today, 116 in Indio, and just a quick peek at the trend. We're going to be in the triple digits here in Ontario. Pretty hot actually through the weekend, and then temps drop slightly on Monday of next week, where you'll notice a little tiny difference. All right, this is my weather for now. Stay with us. We're going to be right back after this quick break.
Breaking news in West Hollywood right now, where work is underway to fix the leaking water valve that flooded Santa Monica Boulevard this morning.
Yeah, let's get to Brooke right now with the latest update. Brooke.
Hey there, you know, the big question everyone has been asking is, does this have anything to do with the massive water main break also in West Hollywood that we saw last week? Jess heard from LADWP, and the answer is no, it doesn't. Take a look at what we're seeing right here behind me. So the water, it's actually hard to see. You can see a little bit of puddling over on the far side there closer to the sidewalk, but it's nothing like what it looks like earlier this morning. So that is a good sign indeed. I'm told the estimated time of restoration out here is 4 p.m. Of course, that's not to say that traffic is going to be back in perfect condition at that time, but at least we know that the situation happening with the water will be good by 4 p.m. today. Earlier this morning, we actually got to catch up with West Hollywood officials. Listen to this.
This is a service line that is not connected to what happened on Sunset Boulevard, and this situation here on Santa Monica was minimal and was quickly contained. The businesses that were affected very minimally have been notified, so the owners are well aware of what's going on, and hopefully we'll be able to assess the situation, and eastbound Santa Monica will be closed for these minimal repairs, and hopefully it'll be open sooner rather than later.
Yeah, so I want you to come right behind me here just a little bit. As you can see, traffic flowing just fine in the northbound lane. Eastbound was completely shut down around 7 o'clock this morning. It is now 9:31, and you can see they have created one lane there going eastbound on Santa Monica right here at Laurel to try and just, you know, open up traffic a little bit. It is still not the same. So officials are urging you, if you can go around, if there's another route you can take, just to be safe this morning, it's probably your best bet, because, you know, you absolutely do not want to get caught in anything right here. I'll send things back to you all in the studio, but I want to leave you with just like taking a look here. If you'll remember, you could still see a couple water spouts earlier this morning. There was a massive puddle of water in the area right there at Laurel and Santa Monica, and now it is pretty much dry, and crews are working hard. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Brooke. Happening today, the preliminary hearing for singer David entering day 3.
And Mario Ramirez is live at the criminal courts building in downtown with the very latest. Mario.
Yeah, exactly. That hearing getting underway right now. We have Christina Gonzalez inside the courtroom. She says it's another packed courtroom, another day where we're going to get some new insight into those gruesome details surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the 14-year-old Lake Elsinore girl. And we could tell you yesterday, we heard a lot of evidence surrounding DNA that was collected from that Tesla at the Hollywood tow yard that was discovered in September. And take a listen to what some observers had to say about how David was reacting, or what he looked like in court as that was being presented.
He's leaning back on the chair, kind of towards the left side, relaxing. He's got his hand like this. I mean, you would not know that this guy is up for murder, because I think, like, everyone else in the courtroom are far more uncomfortable than he even is.
Yeah, so the focus was on a lot of forensic evidence. 2 LAPD crime lab criminalists describing how they used special chemicals to search for blood inside Burke's Tesla and at the Hollywood Hills home where investigators believe Celeste was killed. Now, they testified that 2 bloodstains found in the Tesla's front trunk did match Celeste's DNA, while additional possible blood evidence was documented inside the garage, including on rubber floor mats, on a tarp, and under a blue inflatable children's pool that we've mentioned was purchased in previous reports. Also testifying that investigators found at least 11 air fresheners inside the Tesla, which they say had an odor resembling a decomposing body, along with maggots and flies inside the front trunk. Now, the judge heard from an Interscope Records executive as well, who testified that Burke's record contract could have been worth as much as $19 million before it was canceled.
An up-and-coming rising star, but once you started hearing the numbers, it was rather stunning, the amount of money that he was earning and his earning capacity. He had guarantees of a minimum of $3 million and a maximum guarantee of $6 million with bonuses that increase. And so the numbers just went up and up and up.
Now, prosecutors are arguing that if Celeste had gone public with the allegations of that relationship, well, it would have destroyed his career and threatened those earnings. The record deal was terminated after Celeste's body was found before Burke completed the final 2 albums required under his contract. Now, today, again, day 3 of the preliminary hearing getting underway right now. We're also expecting to hear from an LAPD detective who was investigating the alleged relationship between the two. So more to come on that. For now, live here downtown at the Criminal Courts Building. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, we also did hear testimony about Celeste's passport. What did we learn about that? Why was that relevant?
Yeah, yesterday we heard from a CHP officer who says that a Caltrans worker found Celeste's U.S. passport card along State Route 154 in Santa Barbara County. Now, reportedly, that Caltrans worker Googled her name. He found all the reports related to Celeste. He called 911, turned over that information to CHP. And CHP, that officer who testified yesterday, he said they eventually brought out the lead investigators to that remote area where prosecutors say they've been able to link David to that same remote grassy area covered with dirt and leaves at least twice since Celeste passed. So that information came out yesterday, and that piece of evidence will now be crucial as we move forward.
Yeah, that's something we didn't hear before, Mario. And do you think prosecutors believe that David was driving that Tesla while her body was still inside? What do we know about that?
Well, something they mentioned is that David was the last person seen driving the vehicle. They say that there's surveillance video that shows him parking the vehicle, that Tesla, in the Hollywood Hills in late July. And remember, she was allegedly killed, prosecutors say, in April. So that was months before. And then that vehicle was eventually towed to that tow yard in Hollywood, and the body was discovered in September. So you have a span of several months here where they allege she was killed, where the body bags were stuffed in the front trunk of that Tesla, and then the bags were discovered at that tow yard.
All right, they're just piecing everything together with the evidence, the timeline, and all of that. All right, Mario, thank you so much for that update. We're now learning more about the tragic killing of Grammy-nominated opera and gospel singer Jubilant Sykes. A new autopsy report obtained by Us Weekly shows Sykes suffered nearly 70 stab wounds in the December 8th attack at his Santa Monica home. Sykes' son has been charged with his father's murder. The report says Sykes' wife called the police that night, telling them their 31-year-old son, who has a history of mental illness, stabbed and killed her husband. Micah Sykes has been arrested and charged in his father's murder and is currently being held without bond. He is set to be arraigned August 6th.
New data out today. Crime in major cities is falling, and Los Angeles leading a big part of that drop. New report from the Council on Criminal Justice shows LA homicides fell 18% in the first half of 2026, and they're down 27% from pre-pandemic levels. Auto theft across LA took a massive hit too, dropping 28% over the past year. It wasn't all good news though. Shoplifting does remain slightly elevated compared to pre-pandemic levels. Nationally, homicides dropped 18% overall, putting 2026 on track to hit a historic 100-year low.
New figures expected out tomorrow shows LA may be slipping backwards on homelessness. Multiple sources familiar with the Los Angeles Homeless Authority's homeless count say the number of people living on the streets is up roughly 3.5% from last year. Those sources say the increase will wipe out 2 straight years of reported declines, pushing totals back up to the 2024 levels. Mayor Karen Bass blames state and federal budget cuts for reversing the process. The full report is due to be released tomorrow.
A man in critical condition after police shot him near UCI Health in Los Alamitos, that is. Police say that he charged at them with a machete. For more on what happened and how it all began, Susan Harrisuna reports from Los Alamitos.
Video from the Citizen app shows the suspect pacing in front of this building near UCI Los Alamitos Hospital. In his hand, a machete. You can see the officers standing by, reflected in the windows. This all started when Long Beach police got a report of erratic driving by the suspect. An eyewitness described what he saw when the pursuit came to the hospital.
One of the car drove, took a left turn on the Cherry Street. An officer was following him, and one of the fire truck from Long Beach Department cornered him, and then he stopped the car and he ran away. with the big sword.
Long Beach police confronted the suspect, but instead of surrender, he opted to run.
He jumped out of the car and was in a foot pursuit with Long Beach officers. And shortly thereafter, Cypress PD and Los Alamitos PD assisted on the call.
Police waited and watched the suspect as he became more and more agitated.
He said, "Go away, go away, go away."
Was he doing, waving?
No, he was showing like, get away, get away.
Officers called in crisis negotiators, but that apparently escalated the situation. Here's the moment officers fired so-called less than lethal shots. His reaction was to run towards officers to the north, the machete still in his hand. Shots fired, and the suspect is down.
Suspect started to run in the direction of the officers with his machete, and that's when the officers made the decision to fire.
The suspect was taken to the hospital in critical condition for surgery. Skyfox overhead shows the remnants from paramedics used to keep the suspect alive. In Los Alamitos, Susan Hirasuna, Fox 11 News.
Quite a scene out there. All right. That was Susan Hirasuna.
Yep. Okay, so everyone's got to stay cool today, right? Again, we've been talking about this heat. Are you okay? Are you guys okay with the heat?
I think so.
Handling it well?
Yeah, I think so, for the most part. I mean, sometimes it just feels like there's no air to breathe, but aside from that, it's okay.
I think a lot of people have a hard time sleeping, like me.
I think this is the number one.
Yeah, because it's hot,
annoyance,
it's uncomfortable, stuffy.
Yeah.
If you don't have air condition, if you drink an energy drink at 6:30 at
Maybe
night.
don't do that tonight.
That was my problem last night.
Or if people do have air conditioning, the schedule's not set up to be on at night, and so you don't want to do it. It's not part of your daily habit. But yeah, it is a tough time right now, and that's why we've got these heat warnings that are in effect because of the stress, the heat stress that we can all have during this time. So we want you to stay heat safe. I do talk about this, and I remind you that heat is the silent killer, and I don't want you to take it lightly, don't want you to take it for granted. That heat is the #1 leading cause of weather-related deaths. In fact, more than hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods combined, more people die from the effects of really, really hot temperatures than all those other disasters. We've got hot, humid days that will continue along with the warm nights, at least through the weekend. Temperatures 80s, 90s, and 100s, 100 in teens out in the deserts, and that's where the heat warning, extreme heat warnings are in effect. I do think we'll see some relief in the way of slightly less hot temperatures, if we can call it. I'm trying to split hairs here, but at least it won't be quite as hot as we get into Monday, Tuesday of next week. But for the month of July, I mean, it has been a hot month, with the exception of 3 days. We have had every single day above normal. And today is no different. 94 is what we're expecting, so even hotter than yesterday. Our sunset time is at 8:01 this evening. Currently it is 76 in downtown LA, and look at the relative humidity value. It's up. Anything above 50% is when you start really feeling that added humidity, and so therefore contributing to the discomfort that we feel outside. 103 should be the high temperature in Santa Clarita, 96 in Burbank, 106 in Woodland Hills, same for San Bernardino, 116 Palm Springs, 88 in Big Bear. You factor in a little bit of that humidity from the subtropics, and it feels hotter than that. So this is why we tell you to take the necessary precautions to stay heat safe. I'll show you the 70 forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. Now, if the July heat wave, as she was mentioning, has you dreaming of a white Christmas, you are in luck. The holidays have arrived early in Montecito Heights.
Let's go to Coco, live at Heritage Square with more on the festive makeover there, along with our friends. Good morning.
Good morning. And Araxia, you've been to a production from Pasadena Civic Ballet, so you know that they put on a really good show. And now on Saturday, they're going to be presenting Christmas in July. We have the wonderful sister duo here, Tanya and Zoe. So tell us about this production.
Hi, Coco. We are actually standing in front of Hansel and Gretel's Gingerbread House, yet another storybook setting for guests to come and enjoy and have photos. And really, it's like stepping into a Hallmark movie here, strolling these beautiful Victorian homes. It's going to be such a wonderful opportunity. Oh, Santa.
Oh,
Santa.
I brought you one of my wonderful gingerbread apple smoothies.
to keep you cool this summer.
I love it. Thank you, Santa. This is going to be so fun.
So fun. I love the ice cold slushies to keep us cool. The production is so much fun. Go to pcballet.com for special Good Day LA viewers. Ticket prices $25 for July 25th. Oh my gosh. I think Little Bo Peep is looking for her sheep. We gotta go to Goldilocks. She might know where they are.
Yeah, we gotta help her find them. Tell us about where we're going.
Let's go help her. Yes, we are headed over to Goldilocks' Enchanted Christmas House. Another beautiful storybook setting for guests to enjoy, get their photos well before the holiday season. It's really what's so special about this experience. You have all these beautiful Victorian homes at Heritage Square decked out for the holidays, and you have the opportunity to see these characters, meet them up close and have photo opportunities, and then head into Toyland later and see a performance. It's a cast of about 25 dancers. There's ballet, hip hop, tap, and like any good story, we have a villain, Barnaby, but Santa triumphs in the end. It's really a great production for all ages and an opportunity to enjoy some holiday memories or make some new holiday memories, actually. Looks like Tom and Mary are back performing, and like our studio, Pasadena Civic Ballet, we like to feature students of all ages and also professional dancers. Both of these, Tom and Mary, are professionals. As I said, Tom is a member of Ballet Austin, and all of our performers have an opportunity to bring some Christmas magic to you.
I love that. And what I love is that you all are storytellers at heart. You really bring the story to life.
We really are. I think Tanya and I, what we enjoy, our passion is transporting people to whimsical worlds for 90 minutes. We all need that. And there's nothing more whimsical than the holidays, especially here in summertime in California.
Yes. And Tanya, again, if you can talk about tickets, how people can get tickets.
Yes, pcballet.com, and we have a special Good Day LA viewer ticket price today only, $25, and you can see this amazing performance with hip hop, tap, musical theater, ballet, lots of fun things.
You'll also have an opportunity to visit Candyland. That's where the slushies are, and there'll be strawberry ice creams dipped in chocolate to keep you cool this summer, Miss Sweet strolling table, and a gummy bear lounge as well. So 2 magical lands, Toyland and Candyland, and all of these beautiful storybook houses with these characters.
Love that. Thank you so much, Zoe. Thank you so much, Tanya. Again, we love the productions that they put on. Come and be part of it this Saturday at Heritage Square Museum here in Montecito Heights. I'll send it back to you.
I love the ballet. So pretty.
They do such a great job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
The Lexus U.S. Open of Surfing returns to Huntington Beach this weekend in a contest that may become one for the books. A number of tropical storms may generate some big waves out there, and that would be a welcome change over last year when the waves were really non-existent. It was so bad, one of the 9 contest days had to be called off because the waves were so small. The festival's also back near the pier, offering people a full weekend of live bands, food and drink, as well as surfing. It's always a great event, right, Maria?
It is, and surfers really are excited about not just this coming weekend, but the whole season, as we do expect higher than normal storms coming out of the southern hemisphere. We're watching one right now. This is Hurricane Fausto that is generating swells right now and just in time for this weekend. It is, well, we're squared right into that swell window, generating those 3 to 6 foot sets, even a little higher in some of those south-facing beaches. Remember, though, as you are heading to the beach, even there where we're getting a little bit of a sea breeze, remember to take numerous water breaks, hydrate with water, and take numerous breaks from the sunshine if you are working outside under these weather conditions. And if you're not heading out just yet, make sure you wear the appropriate clothing, lightweight, light-colored clothing. That makes a huge difference in how you deal with the heat, especially if you wear a hat. And if you can, of course, just get into some AC. Check on our very sensitive friends who are in the sensitive groups, rather, very old, very young. It's hard for them to moderate the heat, and a lot of our older generation don't have air conditioning, so please check in on them on these days, and also our pets. Speaking of surfing, 3 to 6 foot sets, Ventura County, LA Beach is a little bit bigger coming up this weekend, coming out of the south, as I mentioned. So OC around 2 to 4 plus right now, but it should get up closer to 3 to 5, maybe even 6 to 7 foot sets as we get to the upcoming weekend. 94 degrees for downtown LA today. We're going to stay in these mid-90s through the weekend, maybe a little drop Sunday, but I think you'll notice on Monday that it's not quite as hot. So hang in there. The heat alerts will continue, though, in effect through Monday. 106 in the valleys and the Inland Empire, and then back down to the 90s on Tuesday. The mountains, 88 degrees in Big Bear, maybe even close to 90 by the time we get to Saturday. With a little humidity, it does feel warmer than that. And there's also that instability, chance for some showers as well for the mountains and our desert communities. 106 there in the high desert today, 107 as you can see Friday into the weekend. Low desert in the Coachella Valley, it's just incredibly hot. 116 to perhaps 118. Parts of the Mojave could get to 120 degrees. Make sure you have a great car. If you're driving through the Mojave, driving the 15, getting into Las Vegas, it is really, really hot for you for a big part of that drive. There's my weather for now. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Maria. Americans watch the FIFA World Cup from around the world, and now soccer stars are working to score more fans and get more young players off the sidelines. Madison Scarpino has more.
Seat of the pants clearance from Tyler Adams. U.S. men's national team midfielder Tyler Adams is going from a worldwide soccer pitch to a local mini pitch with the goal of bringing the sport to more youth players. Just miles from where the World Cup semifinal between England and Argentina was played, Adams teaming up with the U.S. Soccer Foundation and Allstate to bring the newest mini pitch to South Fulton, Georgia, a hard court space similar to a basketball court where kids can pop in for both pickup games and organized play. And Adams says now is the perfect time.
It's really special because I think a lot of these kids probably just came off of watching the World Cup and they're excited about it. They see that in their community, they're getting a new field where they're going to have the opportunity to play with their friends.
Hoping to grow the game here in the States, there are more than 900 mini pitches available to more than 6 million kids across the country, most in underserved areas. The space not only gives young players an opportunity to work on their soccer skills and get exercise, it's a safe community space.
It just entices you to play with other kids, test your skills, test your abilities, find that competitive spirit, that competitive nature, but also just brings people together. Like, that's the whole point of the game.
Open around the clock and equipped with lights, lockers, and free to use. Just bring your own equipment, like balls and cones to play.
Now it's about kind of riding that wave, understanding how to capitalize on that moment, making sure that kids stay invested throughout the sport now and want to play the sport even more than ever, due to watching it, experiencing it, maybe having an opportunity to go to a game.
And they're not done yet. The U.S. Soccer Foundation plans to reach 1,000 mini pitches by the end of the year. In Atlanta, Madison Scarpino, Fox News.
Oh, great. Great to see that. All right. Something you won't see, though. Disappointment from MLS fans because Lionel Messi and Rodrigo Del Paul will not participate in the MLS All-Star Game on July 29th. Messi and De Paul both play for Inter Miami, whose seasons resumed yesterday, and both just wrapped up a nearly 6-week World Cup run. The Argentina national team that lost to Spain in the finals. Now, FIFA has advised a 21-day rest period after the World Cup.
Oh, makes sense. They need some rest.
But soccer fans are really into MLS season starting. You had LAFC, Galaxy playing a couple of games already after the World Cup, and people are excited about it.
I guess it's the momentum.
Exactly.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. All right, happening today, the Dodgers will visit the White House to celebrate their 2025 World Series win with President Trump. The team was there last April after also winning the championship in 2024. However, that being said, not all the players will attend today's trip to the White House. Mookie Betts is staying with his family after his child's birth, and Kike Hernandez is recovering from injury. The visit does follow some backlash over the team's past response to immigration raids and the Dodgers pledging $1 million to support immigrant families. Some fans have said they do not think the Dodgers should be there to celebrate with the president. Much more ahead on GDLA at 10 a.m. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It is coming up on the 10 a.m. hour on this Thursday. Happening today, prosecutors will continue laying out their case against singer David as his preliminary hearing for murder enters a third day.
Mario Ramirez is live at the courthouse with more on what we can expect to hear from the witness stand today. Mario?
Yeah, that's right. And I'll tell you right now, we are hearing from prosecutors who are laying out their evidence they say will prove the 21-year-old singer killed Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And we've heard from forensic scientists with the LAPD who testified yesterday. So things are picking up where it left off yesterday. And during that testimony yesterday, we heard about how investigators found at least 11 air fresheners, cans of air fresheners inside that Tesla, including in the front trunk where Celeste dismembered remains were found in September. And listen to what some of the public observers had to say about that.
His first image of like 12 or 15 air fresheners that he had thrown in the trunk to try to cover up the decomposing body.
It's even disturbing to imagine him driving around trying to use that Tesla with that going on in the front.
Now, the LAPD criminalist also testifying the vehicle had the stench of a decomposing body along with maggots and flies inside the front trunk. And we also heard that there were documented suspected blood stains inside the Tesla using a special chemical that makes traces of possible blood glow, helping investigators find evidence that isn't visible to the naked eye. There was another LAPD crime lab scientist who later testified about the search of Burke's Hollywood Hills garage, where investigators found multiple suspected blood stains on rubber floor mats, on a tarp, and beneath a blue inflatable children's pool, saying that pool appeared to have several cuts, smelled freshly laundered, and contained a rolled up dryer sheet. Meanwhile, the attorney representing Celeste's family says so far the prosecution's evidence has remained largely intact under cross-examination, while the defense has been using this hearing trying to challenge how certain evidence was handled.
At this point, the defense attorneys really haven't been able to poke a hole in any of the prosecution's evidence that they put into place. Then a criminologist took the stand and testified that blood stains were found on the lower compartment trunk of David's Tesla, and that they tested positive for Celeste's DNA.
Now, prosecutors also presented what they believe was a financial motive. We heard from an Interscope Records executive who testified that Burke stood to make up to $19 million under his record deal, which was canceled after Celeste's body was found. And prosecutors argue that if she had gone public with those allegations of their relationship, it would have ended his career. So if we come back out here live, you can see all the cameras set up here just outside the criminal courts building. Today, we're expecting to learn more about the DNA that was collected from police, from LAPD investigators inside the home, the Hollywood Hills home. Christina Gonzalez is inside the courtroom. She says it's packed right now, and we'll get any updates here to you on Good Day LA. For now, that's the latest. We'll send it back to you.
Mario, and you were talking a lot about the process of collecting evidence, obviously the DNA you were talking about, and blood. They found a lot of blood inside that Tesla and the home. So what exactly was the process there?
Yeah, that was interesting. The LAPD criminalist or forensic scientist we heard from described the process of using something called Blue Star, a luminol-based chemical, a special chemical that they use to spray on any traces of blood. Even if there's a tiny trace of blood, it'll glow in a bright blue color in low light. So they were able to use that in both the Tesla and the home, and we'll learn more about how that evidence was processed from the Hollywood Hills home today as we're hearing some of that testimony pick up from where it left off yesterday.
And is there any indication that this preliminary hearing could perhaps wrap up today? I know they said it could take a few days.
Yeah, they initially said 3 to 5 days. So we're on day 3. So far, they've questioned 6 witnesses. It seems like they've been doing 3 each day. So the DA earlier this week said that they have at least 10 to question. They're presenting testimony from over 10 witnesses. So they still have several more. It's possible that that could change or that this could wrap up today, but we'll learn more as the proceedings continue. And again, Christina Gonzalez will give us an update. Any new information that we get on if it's getting closer to that point, we'll let you know.
All right, Mario, a lot to get through still. Thank you. And we do have breaking news this morning. A water valve leak floods a West Hollywood street not far from where last week's disastrous pipe broke on Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, Brooke was there last week. It was just such a mess. As she's here this morning to talk a little bit about what the situation is and how it's different. Good morning.
Yeah, it's different and unrelated, it turns out. So we've talked to representatives from LADWP, and they let us know these two water main breaks are unrelated. So just by chance, too, happening within about a week of each other. I'm going to get out of the way so you can take a look behind me. Crews are working incredibly fast here. The water was puddling pretty bad over here at Laurel and Santa Monica earlier this morning, and not anymore. It's fairly dry here. I've got some updates, so I want to let you know they have let us know this was a water main break